Hey, welcome to Email Marketing in a Nutshell. Everything you need to know about email marketing at your fingertips. Let's dive right in. My name is Adrian Hallberg. I'm a self-proclaimed savvy growth wizard. Example of that, I did 1.5 million with one company in 2021 from marketing generated revenue, and the company never did more than $80,000 back in 2018. So they went from 80,000 a year to 1.5 million from marketing efforts. And I did that with a 9-to-1 ROI. For every dollar I spent of the company's money, they would make $9. I helped over a dozen businesses set up email solutions, more than I can count. So let's dive right in. What we'll cover in this training is the 3 types of emails, types of email campaigns, the 5 types of email campaigns, and email best practices and key performance indicators to measure your email marketing efforts. So, email marketing is not dead from smart marketers. So why you need email marketing? Email has become so ingrained in our daily routine that we check it without realizing it. You know, it's a great direct form of communication, still is. In 2020, an average of almost 300 billion emails were sent a day, which is quite a lot. The average return on profit for every dollar spent on email marketing is $42. Now that's an average. The average open rate for a welcome email is 82%. Emails with personalized subject lines generate 50% higher open rates, and spending 3 abandoned cart emails results in 69% more orders than one single email. Videos added to your emails increase click-through rates by 300%, and 49% of consumers would like to receive promotional emails from their favorite brands. So with those stats in mind, you know, it can definitely, when email marketing is done right, it can be a valuable tool for any type of business. So let's dive right into part 1, 3 types of emails. Emails are tools, and just as you wouldn't use a screwdriver to hammer in a nail, you want to use the right email for the right occasion. So 3 types of emails: transactional, promotional, and content emails. So transactional emails, these are usually done automatically depending on the tools you use, but this is an exchange of information that a customer needs after an online purchase, such as like shipping notifications, tracking info, login credentials, invoices, receipts, cancellation requests. So things related to, you know, e-commerce related emails, communication is important so customers know what's happening with their transactions. So while they're vital, these emails are often overlooked. A great transactional email can seriously boost customer relationships. So I know I have a lot of transactional emails that are kind of auto-made through tools I use, but if you customize them to add more value in those emails, then it will strengthen the customer relation with your brand. So it's important to, you know, not just skip over these, but use the opportunity with your transactional emails to add more value. And we'll take a look at ways we can do that later on in this course. So promotional emails, pretty self-explanatory. Let me move my little bubble over here. These emails typically include some type of marketing, you know, promotional material, with the goal of driving immediate sales, driving qualified leads to your sales team. These emails are, you know, copywritten, a lot of text heavy, and often written in the voice of the brand or the figurehead, maybe from the CEO or a public figure in that case, you know, things like that. And having a schedule to send promotional emails is important. A lot of brands do it, you know, weekly, bi-monthly, once a month. Kind of a minimum once a month. Depending on the brand, weekly can be maybe too much, but kind of good in between to test things out is bi-monthly. And it's important, you know, you shouldn't send every day because that'll be too much promotion and not enough value mixed into your email communication. So you don't want to do that. These emails typically include some type of valuable content with content emails. So you want to use these the most because they have value and it'll keep your open rates high and people will actually want to receive them. So providing value in advance, value upfront content, nurturing your relationship with your customers. So newsletters are a great way to do this. Free resources, product highlights are great types of content use to educate your current customers or prospects, leads on how to use your products and things like that. You can use metrics like your click-through rate, opens to determine if customers are gaining value from your content. If those numbers go up or down, you can test different content types. And based on those metrics, you can tell what type of content resonates with your audience or not. I have tactics actually to understand exactly what type of content you can create, but that's in another course on our content marketing, so you can check that out in my other Skillshare course on content marketing to find the right content to send your prospects. So here's an example of content emails that I have. Again, moving my little bubble over here. So this is an email I send. I have a video thumbnail, so you can click on it and it pulls up to my website and you can view an email. Let's see it. So here's the connect. It's a text heavy, but it has in the email, it has tips to help get the most out of your employees by investing in the employee, right? So this is an email I send out with some tips and value. It has the tips in the email and a video on how to invest in employees so that you can strengthen the employee relation. So that's kind of a little example of an email I send out. So moving on to part 2, 5 types of email campaigns. So you have your welcome emails. This is if somebody converts on your website, fills out a form, whether they opt in to your blog or fill out a quote form or something like that, or subscribe really in any way on your website. Moving my bubble over here to the bottom left. So some tips with welcome email campaigns to keep in mind, some best practices. Be timely, pretty much send them immediately. There's often a delay, even if you program it to send immediately just through the server system and internet. So it usually comes in within a few minutes naturally, but you want to automate it so that welcome emails send right away. Have a clear subject line related to that welcome opt-in message, so avoid confusion for the new subscriber so they know exactly, connect it to how they got there. Personalize the greeting, use autofill resources like first name, so you can autofill the first name or the business name depending on how you're writing it. That makes them feel like it's personal. And then give a next step. Don't just leave it blank. Show them some content or tell them what to do next. So if they opt in to receive some value upfront content, maybe like an infographic, then you can obviously give them next steps on how to get that infographic. And then in the bottom of the email is a good idea to provide social media links so they can always just click through kind of as a secondary call to action and check out the social media for your brand as well. So some tips there for welcome emails. So engagement or conversion email campaigns. So these campaigns drive sales, or marketing efforts. So some tips, best practices for these type of emails is be personal. So write from first person, encourage replies, sound like a human. Write these emails like you're a one-to-one person, like you're writing to a colleague or a friend. You never send a friend, some designed type HTML promotional talking about you. You usually send an email to a known client or prospect or friend in a very like, hey, whatever the connection is. It was great meeting you here or there, or try to make a connection that so they know like where you're coming from and make it personal, leading us into the next tip of telling a story. If you met them at a trade show, hey, I saw you at so-and-so at the trade show, or if you're referred to, just something, have a strong call to action. That's very important. So once you make it personal, just say, hey, click here or reply to me or download this guide I delivered or I thought would be useful to you, things like that. Make it mobile friendly. Always make all emails mobile friendly. A lot of email tools are by default have a mobile version, but just double check. You can toggle usually with different email marketing tools, toggle the mobile views and edit mobile views so you make sure that is set up right. And then always link your images just in case. What that means is if you embed an image, you just hyperlink it to where you want them to click through. So just because people like to click on images rather than links and buttons. So some tips there. Ascension email campaigns are designed to drive people to logical upsells or even cross-sells, incentive early subscription updates. So once you get a conversion or a new customer, you can follow up with an email to upgrade them to the better version of a subscription or cross-sell them on another product related to what they bought, things like that. So this is great for e-commerce, but really it can be applied for services and products, B2C, B2B businesses alike. You just have to find the right angle and way to do it. So, make sure it's logical. Don't give someone an upsell that doesn't apply to them, that's out of, from left field, and it has to speak to the benefit, their pain point, why they chose your product or service in the first point. It has to be aligned with that. So talk about how this upsell or cross-sell is aligned with that problem that you're solving for them. So segmentation email campaigns. This pretty much applies to all the types of emails, but these campaigns drive people to raise their hand and show an interest in a specialized offer. So you can segment your emails by demographics, which is just information like age, gender, company, position, titles, things like that. Your quiz results is a good example. Not enough businesses do quizzes or even surveys. And based on different survey or quiz results, you can segment different emails and information to how they responded. You can segment emails by engagement. If people are opening a lot of emails, you might want to send them an Ascension email versus people who aren't engaging in your emails. You want to send them more engagement type or let's see what here. Yeah, engagement emails, value upfront content. So depending on, active versus inactive, you can decide what kind of emails to send them. So geographic areas, this doesn't apply all the time, but if it does, if you're a local business, time sensitive, regional advertisement, locally timed webinars, things like that, you can segment your lists based off of geographical areas if it's applicable. Past purchases, you can recommend based on prior purchases. That's a great segmentation list. And amount spent. You can segment your list on how much a customer spends, and then you can recommend similar products or different products, I should say. Different products, but with a similar price range because they afforded it before. So these are all examples of segmentation lists that are useful because then when you have these lists segmented in your marketing automation platform, you can design emails to just further enhance the email communication experience and get a better ROI on your email efforts. So re-engagement email campaigns, these are campaigns that strive toxin over less active customers and attempt to encourage them to interact more frequently. So re-engagement is, you have a large list, say 30,000, 10,000, 5,000 even, helps re-engage people who just aren't opening your emails to your list. So lets you know who to remove from your list. Keeping a clean list is important. If people opt out, that's kind of almost a way of showing like, hey, this isn't maybe the right customer I should be emailing in the first place. So it's important to maintain a good list hygiene, and overall health and effectiveness will reflect how clean your lists and your management of your contacts are. So it ensures you aren't missing out on leads as well, and helps keep your spam rates low. Because if you keep a lot of uninterested prospects in your list, then they can report you as spam, and that will help or that will negatively affect your deliverability rates. So you want to avoid that as well. So part 3, best practices. Never run 2 monetization campaigns at the same time. So this exhausts your lists and turns your brand into should be spam account. Leave space between your monetization campaigns to avoid people unsubscribing or losing interest in your business. The best days to host webinars are on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. If webinars are great for B2B businesses where you're selling services, and that's just because most people reserve the bandwidth for the middle of the week. Monday is usually reserved for getting the week set up, Fridays for winding down. So keep it kind of in the middle of the week day for webinars if that's something that your business does. So the best time to close a sale is on a Wednesday or Thursday. So this is just a general statistic. This is also coordinated with sales teams are the busiest during the week. Schedule the emails in your campaign to go out Monday through Thursday at 9 a.m. This is when general email engagement is the highest because people open their emails in the morning. 9 a.m. covers, East to West Coast in America time zones. It's the beginning of the workday, so it's a good time to send stats and over the last 5 years support this. So that's the best time to send is in the morning. Split your email list into 2 segments, engaged and unengaged. So no purchase in the past 30 days is an example, but take the best performing emails from your engagement list and send them to your unengaged list to try and re-engage that unengaged audience. So that's a good tip for email marketing as well. So make sure your email marketing campaigns are aligned with your company's promo calendar. So if you run a editorial calendar with promos, just make sure the emails match up with that so that you can stay consistent with your overall marketing messaging. So part 4, email metrics, KPIs you want to track to make sure you're moving in the right direction. So open rates, click to open rates, and unsubscribe rates. You can tell how your content and emails perform based off of these stats and spam rates. So continue on for sorry, I skipped right to it. So yeah, that pretty much covers our email marketing in a nutshell. That we went over, a lot of best tips and practices. Best practices, tips, and best practices for email marketing. So we'll continue on for a productivity tip and a deeper dive into a lot of what ideas we've introduced in this video training. So we'll look at some real life examples. So I'll see you in the next videos in the series in this course on email marketing. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in a future video.